Hey, it's Randy Hartz here with Complete Fitness, and I am on the weekly show, the Ask the Expert show. This is episode number 4, and this week we are going to answer the question, will lifting weights make me bulky? Now, the short answer is no, but I'm going to go into this in a little bit more detail, give you some reasons why muscle is so important and why you're not going to get bulky. But I've been in fitness going on 22 years. I've been a trainer, coach, fitness professional, whatever it is that you want to call it. And this question pops up all the time. It used to be, a lot more than it is now. It's a huge myth, especially with females, that are concerned that if they lift weights that they're going to get big and bulky. They may have seen a female like in a women's bodybuilding magazine or somewhere on the internet or whatever. And so right away they equate lifting weights with like having this big grotesque, look, and it's just not realistic. Okay. So, and here's the reason why, from a female's perspective, just your body chemistry, you don't have the testosterone, the hormones, to put on that amount of lean muscle tissue naturally. I guess I should state it that way. And the other thing is lean muscle is not an easy thing to add on to your body, so it takes a lot of time, and there's a specific formula that you've got to use to do it. So number one, you've got to be doing some type of resistance training. You've got to tear down the lean muscle tissue that you've got, and typically lifting weights or doing some sort of machine or whatever, some kind of resistance within maybe a 6 to 8 rep range up to 12, and typically no more than 15. Okay, so it's usually in that 8 to 12 rep range, ideally, in lifting weights where you're going to failure within that amount of rep range. And then it's adding high quality protein in. So when you're in the gym and you're breaking down that lean muscle tissue, and then outside of the gym, you're getting rest, recovery, your muscle tissue is being repaired. And again, you're putting that high quality protein into your body to fuel your body and to feed and support that lean muscle tissue. So again, you're not going to get bulky because it's not an easy thing to do. I guess that's the premise more than anything. So that's the short answer. Now, let's go into a little bit more detail here. Why is muscle so important? Well, everybody wants to achieve a lean and toned look, right? So you want to have like that, the definition, and again, not to get big and bulky, but when you put on, maybe it's a sleeveless shirt or even a t-shirt or a dress or a swimming suit on, you want to have that lean toned look. Well, that is going to come from having lean muscle tissue on your body and having a lower body fat percentage, okay? So the lean toned look is what we're looking for, and we've got to keep our metabolism going at a high rate. And really the simplistic term is muscle equals metabolism. So the more muscle you've got on your body, typically the higher your metabolism is going to be, which all that means is more calories are going to be burned at rest than they would if you had less muscle tissue on your body. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Metabolism simply, if you're eating calories throughout the day and you've got on maybe one of the starvation diets where you just really restrict your calories and you lose some body fat, but you also lose some lean muscle tissue, you have slowed your metabolism down. So your body's not going to burn as many calories as it did before. And then when you start eating again and you have a surplus of calories going on in your body, the muscle's not going to come back on. The problem is, it's going to come back on as stored body fat, but we've messed up our metabolism where our body is not going to burn as many calories as it did before, okay? So we really screw up our metabolism. What happened? Now, it can be fixed, and the number one way to fix it is to put more muscle tissue on. I guess that's the simplistic term of it. Now, the other thing is, you've heard a lot of times people ask the question, what weighs more, muscle or fat? So, it's kind of a trick. It's like, what weighs more, a pound of muscle or a pound of fat? Well, they're both a pound. It's just the thing is muscle is more dense than fat. So a pound of fat takes up more space than a pound of lean muscle does. And let me show you by this analogy here. So let's pretend that this apple is 1 pound of body fat. And let's pretend that this little orange here is a pound of lean muscle. So again, they're both a pound, but they take up less space. You can see, they're noticeably different in size. So if I've got, 10 pounds of lean muscle, or if let's do it like this. If I drop 10 pounds of fat and I replace that with 10 pounds of lean muscle, there's going to be, the scale doesn't change because again, we just switched out 10 pounds for 10 pounds, but the 10 pounds of lean muscle is going to take up less space than the 10 pounds of fat is, and your inches are going to go down. You're going to have that leaner, toned look, exactly what it is that you're looking for. Now, I know a lot of people get really caught up in the scale, and that kind of disproves, you know, the scale thing, but I'm going to show you by the numbers really how this works out. So let's say that we've got a 160-pound person. Let's say it's a female weighing 160 pounds. And this female over here, let's say that she's at 30% body fat, okay? And then let's say this female over here is at 20% body fat. Now, when we run the numbers, 30% of 160, I've got my math back here, the number is 48. So we've got 48 pounds of fat out of 160, so you take 160 times 30%, that gives us the number 48. And then we've got 100 and, let me make sure I got my numbers correct, 112 pounds of lean muscle. When we go over here and we contrast this, a 20% body fat, now still the same 160 pounds. So both of them step on the scale, and the scale says the exact same number, but the person that's at 20% body fat at 160 pounds, they've only got 32 pounds of fat, but here's the thing. They've got 128 pounds of lean muscle. So you look at this is minus 16 pounds of fat and plus 16 pounds of lean muscle. So a few things, if you think about this, more muscle equals a faster metabolism. So this person, this 20% body fat person at 160 pounds can consume more calories throughout the day because they've got more muscle tissue on their body. So, you know, they're not having to starve themselves and really restrict things. And also, you know, maybe on a weekend when they cheat, when they have an Oreo Blizzard or some pizza or whatever, this 128 pounds of muscle is going to chew through that a lot faster than the person that's only got 112 pounds on their body. So their metabolism is going to be faster. Also, their clothes sizes and their look is going to be a lot different. So again, remember, we've got 16 less pounds of fat and 16 more pounds of lean muscle. So you think about it, this person over here at 30% body fat, they might be wearing a size 10, 12. And this person over at 20%, they might be wearing like a size 4 or a size 6. And I don't know a lot about females' dress sizes. All I know is when the number's lower, you guys are happy, which is a good thing. But recognize that as well. So, you know, a couple things. Obviously, first of all, weight training is not going to make you bulky. It is going to give you the lean toned look that you're looking for. So again, remember, muscle equals metabolism. The more muscle you've got, the faster your metabolism, the more calories your body is going to burn when you're sitting at a desk and sitting at rest, when you're sleeping at night, and all those things. So muscle is a good thing. And the goal always is to focus on body fat percentage rather than just the scale. So whatever you're doing, make sure that you're tracking and measuring your body fat percentage, because if you're just watching the scale only, it's going to be deceptive. You know, we've had people, we just finished up a 6-week challenge at Complete Fitness, and we had a lot of people that, you know, one person dropped 16 pounds of fat, but the scale only dropped 10 pounds. And the reason was they put on 6 pounds of lean muscle throughout the 6 weeks. So if they had just looked at the scale, 10 pounds is still great over a 6-week time frame, but 16 pounds of fat is even better. And it's you know, icing on the cake for increasing their lean muscle tissue along the way, because again, they've got a faster metabolism. It's way more easy to maintain and sustain those results long-term than the person that's just focusing on the scale. So hopefully that makes sense. So again, as you're doing your program, focus on resistance training, getting high-quality protein in, getting good adequate rest. But again, make sure you're tracking the numbers and watching this body fat percentage, and don't worry about getting bulky. It's not going to happen. So hopefully this added value to you and made sense to you. God bless you. Have a great day. If you need help, I can post some links below about that as well. But if you've got any other questions, post them below, and we'll feature them on one of the future Ask the Expert episodes. So have a great day. We'll talk soon.